I'm Jared Dienda, and this is Snap-on Tool Tips. Scott, we're looking at the brand new TPMS5, a small unit that packs a big punch and is capable of a lot of things.
So this is the TPMS5, it's the fifth in the line. The difference between the 4 and the 5 is this is a standalone unit. So this will be able to plug directly in your car's OBD port to start a relearn process, whereas the 4 needed a diagnostic unit to put it into relearn. So this is a standalone unit. It makes you a lot faster, a lot more efficient.
Self-sufficient, right? So the relearn process, because say you have a Ford or a GM, they all have different learning procedures to get the TPMSs dialed, but like different manufacturers.
Right, so for example, GM alone has 33 different relearn processes, right?
Up, down, left, right, yeah.
So imagine, you're changing tires all day or you're doing something like that and you're working from a 1500 to an Equinox. Now you have two completely different processes. So this tool is great because you plug in, you tell exactly what it is, boom, it goes into relearn. You don't have to look up a procedure, it just automatically does it. And for example, a Ford F-150 that has a push start, there's 10 different steps just to get you to relearn. So if you skip a step, you don't hit the timing just right, you gotta do it all over again, whereas this, you just plug right in and off you go.
Technology is your friend because the cars are advancing as well from obviously OBD, but right now we're talking just TPMS sensors, right? So trailers, dualies, they obviously have more wheels on them. What else is this thing capable of?
Right, so this is really cool because it's one of the only tools that will actually do resets on dualies that are in, so obviously you have one tire inside the other, so you got to be able to relearn that. This tool will do that for you. And as you mentioned with trailers, so more and more trucks on the higher levels like F-350s and 3500s, they have onboard trailer tire monitoring system. You can plug into your OBD, reset those systems to make sure that the truck is set correctly and the trailer it's monitoring is set correctly. So that's a very, very cool feature.
Also, I know you like custom, I like custom. We're gonna put on custom wheels and tires. The TPMS and the PSI that's expected on OE as compared to go lower profile or higher profile tire, the PSI average where it should be, that changes.
Exactly, so I actually just did this on my truck. So you go from a standard OEM tire that asks for 55 PSI, you go up to a slightly larger tire for like maybe an off-road situation, it's asking for, maybe 80 PSI, right? So now this tool can be put into a relearn process to say, okay, 50 is no longer where I want to be at, 80 is where I want to be at. So you reset the thresholds. So that way, say your tire goes down to 65, well, if you were still in OE, you're good to go.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be concerned, but if you reset the threshold that this tool can do, it's gonna say, hey, don't drive your car, you've got a problem here. So it keeps you safe when you do make those aftermarket changes.
Also, last but not least, and again, just a small device that does a lot, there's not just one TPMS manufacturer, there's multiple manufacturers.
Right, so when TPMS first came out, each manufacturer kind of had their own TPMS. There was, I believe, only 3 different kinds of sensors that were out there. Fast forward to 2021, we're dealing with 27 different types of sensors.
Yeah.
So you're not beholden to just, if you have a GM vehicle, to have just this one sensor. You've got all these other options that will work. This will allow you to use those aftermarket sensors to be able to plug in, get them calibrated to your vehicle to work properly and monitor the tire pressure system.
It's a great tool, and as we always say, the right tool for the right job. Snap-on Tools has a solution for you, the TPMS5.